welcome back to my channel. So let's talk about Puppy and Eric because things are starting to get pretty messy with these two. So in this last episode, Puppy decided she wanted to go see her mom and she took Eric along with her. So Puppy's like sitting on a lawn chair on the porch just talking to her mom outside, and Eric actually decides to go inside Puppy's mom's house and go to the bathroom, and he was in the bathroom for a cool minute, and Puppy's outside talking to her mom, venting to her mom, and spilling all the tea about what Eric has been doing behind her back by banging his wife, and how his wife even called Puppy and let Puppy listen in on a phone call for Puppy to find out that they're still messing around with each other. So Puppy's looking for a way out, and she's trying to figure things out with her mom, and she's just looking like a sad little puppy. So Eric finally comes outside after spending like 20 minutes in Puppy's mom's bathroom, and he's like, come on, let's go, or I'm about to be a pumpkin here in like 10 minutes. So Puppy's like, look, I gotta go, or we're about to turn into pumpkins. And then it just looked like Puppy was so defeated at that point. You could tell the last thing Puppy wanted to do was get in the car with Eric at that point. Despite that, though, she still jumped in Eric's car, and I thought it was interesting that she was the one who was driving Eric in his car. And then Eric, I'm sorry, but I had to point this out because I feel like anyone with two eyes could see this. It looked like Eric was nodding out hard. He was straight up struggling to keep his eyes open. And plus the fact he had Puppy driving, I feel like otherwise he would be the one driving. But I feel like something was definitely going on. It's like, what were you really doing in the bathroom all that time at Puppy's mom's house, Eric? Like, seriously. He was sitting there with his eyes more closed than open the whole time in the car, just struggling to keep his eyes open. So he gets in the car and he asks Puppy what was her and her mom talking about, because he knew they were talking about him. Because when he walked out of Puppy's mom's house and he saw Puppy and her mom talking, they both were looking at him all crazy and they both just looked super guilty. So Puppy said obviously nothing that Eric doesn't already know about. She's just like dancing around the subject and not being forward at all. So Eric asked Puppy what was her problem then, and I'm honestly shocked after how tired he looked and how hard he was struggling to keep his eyes open that he was even able to construct sentences together. But he actually was able to, and all I'm saying is I hope that Puppy keeps some Narcan on her. So Puppy said that obviously nothing was wrong, and Eric was like, well, I don't understand why you don't respect me. And if I was Puppy, I would be like, well, I don't think you respect me, because obviously you're still out here banging your ex-wife. But the whole time, Puppy never confronted him about cheating on her with his ex-wife. And then Eric had the nerve to say that Puppy is the problem because she always has to throw in her 2 cents. Which I feel like Eric is giving her like all this ammo because he feels like he really is the one in the right, because he has no idea that she knows that he's messing around with his ex-wife, which I still don't understand why she has not brought it up yet, because that would have shut him down real quick, because all the stuff he was trying to act like she was doing that was so bad is nothing compared to cheating on someone with your ex-wife. And so I feel like I'm almost starting to feel like maybe Eric may have some stuff on Puppy, and maybe that's why she's trying to put him on blast, because maybe he has some stuff that he can put on blast about her, and she just doesn't want to go there, because otherwise, why wouldn't you want to bring that up? Why are we just dancing around the subject? So then Eric called Puppy embarrassing, and Puppy was like, look, I'll just do you a huge favor. I'll save you some embarrassment, and as soon as we get back to the house, I'm going to go ahead and pack up my stuff and leave and save you from some embarrassment, and you can go do what you want to do. And so Eric got really pissed off when she said that, and he looked like he was about to swing on Puppy, and then when he realized the cameras were there, he stopped himself, and even Puppy saw it coming and told him to do it, and she didn't even seem scared of him doing it, because it just seems like this is something that's probably normal for her at this point. Which is super sad. And plus he was pointing his fingers in her face and he was just being way too aggressive. So Puppy was like, screw this, I ain't doing this. And she pulled the car over and production was following them. So the first thing the production crew did is hop out of their vehicles and surround Puppy and Eric's car, trying to figure out what's going on. And Eric jumps out of the passenger seat of the car to get out and tell the cameraman to go and stop filming. And when he did that, Puppy took advantage of that opportunity and she peeled out and she left Eric stranded in the middle of the street. And Eric was like 95% asleep in the car while he was arguing with Puppy. But boy, did he wake up quick when he was left stranded in the street. And then Puppy was driving and she decided to say F the cameras too. And she tore the GoPro off the car's dashboards. And so here's the thing. I don't think Eric was in a right state of mind when Puppy was even arguing or talking to him. Yes, he did start the whole argument, and he probably isn't even going to remember most of the argument in the morning. I'm sorry, but I'm scared for Puppy because if he's going to act so aggressively on camera, I can't imagine what he's like behind closed doors. And see, here's the thing. This is just my theory, kind of like what I was saying earlier. I think Puppy has done something messed up to Eric before, and that's why she feels the continued need to make excuses. I feel like she feels guilty for him and she tries to rationalize the things he does because she's not always the perfect girlfriend. But nobody deserves to deal with all that. And even Puppy's mom said that she used to like Eric, but now after finding out everything that's came to light about him, that she isn't so much anymore. And I would have told him to have his ex-wife go pick him up since he can't seem to leave her alone. And if it's been a continuous problem with his ex since Puppy's been messing with him, then Puppy just needs to let it be, because if it's been a problem the whole time, I don't see the problem going away. Obviously, I think Puppy knows this is how Eric gets every time she brings anything up, so that's probably why she ends up being quiet and doesn't end up talking about a lot of things that bother her about Eric. So Puppy ended up going and packing up all her stuff. You know, she ended up leaving Eric stranded and taking his car to her mom's house. And Eric actually showed up. He wasn't really confrontational. He just took his car back and he told Puppy that he was going to throw all her stuff out. So she ends up borrowing one of her friend's trucks. She packed it up to the brim and goes over to her mom's house, and she calls Amber to go over there and help her. And Puppy's still on the fence though, even after all this about leaving Eric, and she doesn't know if this is going to be a permanent decision or not. And she said on one hand there's all these red flags and he can be a jerk, but she said when things are good, they're really good. And then Puppy admitted that they both do things to hurt each other, and you can tell Puppy's just a lost little puppy. And this right here is why you should never depend on no man. And yes, I know she gets some wetv checks, but the fact he always wanted to take care of her and have her stay at home and not work, that makes it even harder for her to get out of this situation. And she even admitted that they're in crazy amount of debt right now because of Eric. So now I'm starting to understand though why Puppy feels bad, because Eric's wife Heather has always been very vocal about the fact that Puppy stole Eric from her, and Eric went from living with Heather in her house to cheating on her with Puppy and leaving her and the kids behind, and now Puppy feels like it's her fault because she got in between some unfinished business. So now Puppy feels like she can't really be mad at Eric for still having feelings for his ex-wife when he took Eric from his wife and didn't give him no time to heal or get over his wife. And what I don't get is why divorce and do all that if you're still going to be messing around with her in the background. Obviously, you're still leading Heather on too. And you can tell Heather is trying to get Puppy out of the situation by calling Puppy and letting Puppy know that Eric's, banging her behind her back, because she wants Puppy to leave Eric, because then that gives her the perfect opportunity for Eric and her to live happily ever after and go back to how things were before Puppy came in the picture. Because Puppy was the only thing in the way that kept Eric from fully going back to his wife, and I wonder if he's going to end up running back to his ex-wife now that Puppy has left. I don't know. I just don't think things are done with Puppy and Eric for good. I feel like every season Puppy has been saying she's going to leave Eric, but I think it's about time. I think she needs to leave sooner than later, because I think Eric is a ticking time bomb, but that's just my opinion. But that's it for this video, guys. Let me know your thoughts about everything in the comments below. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.